What are you willing to do? I said, all right, being a kid, knowing everything. Like people do. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. So, I started picking up magazines and watching videos over and over and over, and it wasn't until about a year later when I, like we all do, I was like, I want a drum set for Christmas. And by God, I deserve it because I'm doing good in school, and da-da-da-da. My father was like, no, I'll tell you what, mow some lawns, and whatever you come up with, I'll meet you halfway. So a year later, I came up, had right around $350, which is a lot of money for back then. And he met me at the music store with my mom, and we put a down payment on the drum set, and I went in every week and made payments. About 3 years goes by, and now I'm really into it. And it's like, okay, it's not a fad anymore. It's for real. I'm not just gonna give this up next week and go, oh, now I want to be a dentist or whatever. And while other kids were out doing their thing, football, basketball, or getting in trouble, things they should have been doing, I was at home practicing. I was at home trying to mimic everything my mentors were doing. My room was covered in every possible poster that I could get out of any magazine that had anything to do with the bands that I loved. Bands from the yesteryear, Freeze, Zeppelin, Mott the Hoople, Kiss, to Rat, Motley Crue, Queensryche, you name it. It was just pummeled. And that was my inspiration. And it wasn't until I was about 18, no, I was about 17, and I did my first gig and got paid $20. Nice little crisp $20 bill. Here you go. Woohoo! Rich, I've made it. I'm a rock star. And I told my dad. He's like, all right, no turning back now. And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, this is what you decided to do. You made a plan, you followed through, and you've made your first little payment of $20. And if this is what you want to do, realize that it was going to come with great sacrifices, more than you'll ever imagine. If you're lucky enough and blessed enough to get to the point where you want to be. Because we all look at, VH1 and MTV the way it used to be, and this thing on all these reality shows about all these musicians and, rock stars, again, with that word. I hate that word. And, you perceive it as a certain way. Because I did. Because I was that kid looking at it going, oh, wow. And then you get to the point where you're lucky enough to do it and blessed enough to do it for a living, and it's a lot of hard work. I mean, getting up and playing drums or whatever it is we do, musicians, guitar players, ukulele players, whatever, that's fun. That's easy. You're getting paid to do what you love to do. It's the other 20 hours of the day that nobody really thinks about, And that's the hard part that, is really important to keep your head together, especially as young musicians. And that goes along with everything as far as, that's why you have teachers in school to teach you the right things to do scholastically. That's why you have drum teachers to teach you the right things to do so that you don't wind up being 40-something and going, man, I should have really learned that rudiment because I'm not really good at that. So I'm kind of just really not doing well right now, and kids don't want to do that. I didn't want to. I did everything the exact opposite my teacher told me. The exact opposite. Like, okay, well, you have to go and you have to get your little pad and you've got to practice your single strokes and your double strokes and your da-da-da. And I was like, no. I went on and I took my mom's gigantic console with a record player into my room. Got my brother's headphones with a little curl, turned the kick drum sideways because it would make the record bounce, and literally would start to play a song, and I couldn't figure out how to do that chop, so I would go back and put the needle on the record, and go back, and go back, and go back, and that's what I did day after day, weekend after weekend. There was no iPods, there was no YouTube. God, you guys are so lucky. You are so lucky. You don't have, you are, man. Yeah, I mean, you have everything at your disposal. You don't need a record company. You don't need a manager. You need a smart dad who wants the best things for you, a smart mom. You've got YouTube to teach you the things that I know. All you have to do is drag your finger back and forth to learn how to play it. You don't have to get up and go back to the needle, go back to the record, go back to the, oh God. you know. And it was a great time. It was fun, but there was just a lot of things that I look back on and I go, I wish I would have done it different, like most of us do, in any way, shape, or form. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. So, for the young ones that are aspiring, right off the bat, listen to your teachers, do what they tell you, even if you don't like it, because trust me, if you want to do this for the rest of your life, there's going to come one point and one day where you're going to remember this right here, and you're going to go, yeah, that was good advice, because I didn't do it, because I was a guy who wanted to sprint before I could even learn how to crawl. And even though I did it, and I'm here, it took me a lot longer, but it taught me, you know, the right things, the right way to think, the right way to approach going into an audition, the mindset that you have to have, and how you get it, and how you keep it. It's all about, you know, working with people, which is really, really important, because everything that you see up there when you go to see a show, and you've all seen shows, it doesn't matter whether it's a rock band or Lady Gaga or whoever, those are all still musicians that are playing. Well, how did they get there? They didn't just wake up one day and go, okay, I'm going to go tour with, you know, Lady Gaga or Madonna or whatever. No, they worked at it. They had to. It was it was a passion that you have, and that's the other thing. If you don't have the passion, it doesn't come from within you. It's something that's not, you know. When you look at an instrument, and a lot of people go, oh, you're just a drummer. Okay, well, yeah, you know, we never give the drummers much thought, because they sit in the back and they count to 4 and they start over. You know, that's what they say. I mean, and you know, okay, here's the other thing. How many guitar player jokes have you heard? How do you know the guitar player in the room? You don't. You don't hear any about guitar players, singers, keyboard players, or bass players. They're all drummers. How do you know when the stage is level? Because the drill comes out of both sides. I'm like, do you know one?
I got some bass players.
Oh, do you? Awesome. I want to hear them later, because I'm going to tell it to my guy. Because I'll run in there. I got one. And like, oh, God. So, see, there you go. So, I mean, it's bad, and it's not bad enough, but it's the way it is that we kind of got that little stigma. But when you think about it, and you really break it down, what do you dance to? No matter what it is, polka, country, electronica, bang your head to metal, doesn't matter. It's all the drums. It's all 2s and 4s, because it's the natural beat of our heart. You don't dance to guitar chords. You don't dance to lyrics. And if you do, I'm sorry. Maybe you should seek some help. No, I'm just kidding. So it's funny how we as drummers have always had this like little thing about us. Oh, you're not this and you're not that, and you're just in the back. Well, okay. Well, why don't you fill an arena with 17,000 people without the drummer and see what happens? Nothing. Everyone would be like, oh, okay, cool. This is, you know. So it's bad enough with that. But then when you don't apply yourself at the proper age to do what you're supposed to, it becomes harder and harder as you get older. And then once you do get into a situation, if you're lucky enough and you're blessed enough, it's not about the drumming. Then it's about the mind. It's about how to keep it alive, because I don't have any problems. I'm 44. I've been doing it professionally since I was 16. I've been touring non-stop. And when I say non-stop, I mean non-stop. Only to make another record and for Christmas. I've missed birthdays. I've missed births. I've missed funerals, marriages, Thanksgivings, all the stuff that everybody gets to do when you're home, and you get to go to your same fridge, and you get to go to the same bed and use your same bathroom. It doesn't happen when you're a touring musician. And that's okay. I'm fine with that, because again, it's what I wanted. It's what I chose. It's what my father said. If this is really what you want to do, realize the sacrifices are going to be so amazing you'll never understand. And I say this not to deter you, and I don't say this to bum you out. I
I'm telling you the truth of what my life out there really is, not what a lot of people see on the TV and think that it's a certain way. Because we all want to get there, some of us. And when you do, there comes a point in time when you stop and you go, wow, this is really it. This is what it is. Now I'm on the other side of the TV. I'm doing what I watched somebody else do that I wanted to do. And I grew up with a really, really good friend of mine, a really good friend of Larry's, who actually lives here in Kansas City. When we were kids, when we were your age, rehearsing in public storage buildings because nobody would want to have a drummer in a room because it's too loud. And that's the other thing. Guitar players now, bass players, they got all this stuff, drums. Now they have electronic equipment. Back then they didn't. Man, my mom hated it. Oh my God. She would go, okay, I'm coming home at 5:30, you better be done by 7. And so there I am trying to, get through every record I possibly can, and, the band would come over, we'd rehearse, and then everybody would scatter like roaches. So it's kind of a bummer because, you've got all these great electronic kits now, and kids can actually play with headphones on, and it's awesome. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Why don't I have one of these? Because I'm old school, it's got to make noise or else I'm not happy, But I think that once I got here and I realized what it was really like, I took a completely different approach to everything else in my life. I was a lot more appreciative because I could get up in the morning and do something that I loved. Now, granted, I had to get up in the morning and be with 7 other dudes in the front lounge of a bus trying to get coffee, and everybody's bouncing off each other in their pajamas going, oh, hey, bro, what's up? Oh, God, you stink. Yeah, everybody can leave. He can stay. But those are the things that you don't really think about, And I've had friends that I've literally, have pulled that whole thing. Oh, what's up, rock star? Hey, dude, what's going on? Hey, man, you're opening up for Motley and AC/DC and Nickelback and Kiss and Kid Rock and Aerosmith. And I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing for a week next month? Oh, well, I don't know. Why don't you come out on the road with me? Why don't you pack a bag for a week and come out? And I don't say anything. I don't tell them nothing. And I'm like, just come out and hang out, man. You have the bunk next to mine. It's got a DVD player in it, and I'm hyping it up. It's got a DVD player. It's got its own air conditioner. You can tune into satellite, dude. It's awesome. And you got like your own little curtain. It's your own little cocoon. Yeah, man. Oh, awesome. Dude. I'll live the rock star life for a week. And I'm like, yeah, you will. Oh, yeah, you will. The first 2 days, man, they are just in heaven. They're on the bus and they're taking pictures and they're tweeting and they're like, yeah, check this out, man. Here's the bathroom and here's the back lounge and ooh, 4 days into it, when the bus rolls at 3 a.m. and everybody's still up at 3 a.m. bouncing around the hallway. Mind you, there's only a curtain that separates you. You don't have a door to your bedroom. Like, okay, I'm going to bed. Don't want to hear you anymore. Night. The curtain. You got 2 guys listening to wrestling. You got 1 guy listening to NASCAR. You got another guy who's listening to boxing. You got another guy who's watching a movie. So you've got 9 different audios going on. And all you're trying to do is go to bed. So then you go to bed. You fall asleep. And then the bus starts. And the bus takes off. Now you're in a space about this wide, about that tall, right? Yeah, she's like, oh no, that sucks. About that tall, and it's about 6 feet 1 inches. Now, the only thing you can do is roll over this way, or roll over this way. You can't sit up and hit your head on the DVD player that you thought was so cool 4 days ago. Oh, and he did that night after night. I'd be like, Mike, I told you, dude, left to right, never up. Oh yeah, bro, I know. He got up. When he left that week, he had a bruise on his forehead, a bruise, and I was like, nice traveling with you. And I'm like, so much for that rock star life now, huh? And he's like,